Zakai, just the biggest difference in the second half for you guys? What happened at halftime?
Yeah, I feel like, Coach Barnes said some things to us, and I feel like it put a little fire under us. And, we just came out with a different type of energy. We knew in the first half we didn't execute some things. We didn't play with the same type of fire that we were supposed to come out with. But second half, I just feel like we came out with a whole different type of attitude, different mindset, different energy.
Zakai, Rick was just in here talking about how he maybe said some things to you that he wouldn't ordinarily say. What did that do to you? How did that end up motivating you?
I guess I'd say I was on some, like, I'm going to prove I'm wrong type of mindset. Like, all right, I'm going to show you, like, this is what you think. All right, don't worry about it. So, him saying that, like I said, it lit a little fire under me, and I was just felt like, I wouldn't say back against the wall type of thing, but I knew what he was thinking in his head. I knew what he was trying to get at, and I just had to, change my mindset and go out there and do what I do for the team.
Chaz right here in the front. You scored 21 points and added 8 rebounds. Game high tonight. How does it feel to get back into that strong scoring rhythm, and what have you done to adjust to substantially raise your rebounding totals over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, today was definitely a good win, much needed win for the team. I just try and do my job night in, night out, and use my big body. I'm usually bigger than some of the other guards, so just using my frame to go in there and get some rebounds because I know that's what the team needs.
You guys, Rick, what was Rick's tone like at halftime talking to you guys? Was it a practice, Rick Barnes? Was he a little bit calmer? How would you describe it?
I honestly say a little bit calmer. For me, honest, it wasn't. We knew the message that he was trying to get at. It wasn't so much the tone, and I feel like we a mature group of guys, so he didn't have to come in there yelling at us and doing all that. The assistant coaches, they said what they had to say to us too. So when he came in, he asked them like what they get at with us, and then he just kept it 100 with us and told us what it was. He didn't come at us on some. He was yelling at us, screaming at us. It wasn't like practice a little bit, I guess you could say, but he just told us the message and we understood it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd just say he had a calmer tone. It was really just a message he was trying to get across to us that we know what we need to do. We weren't really playing like us, so it really resonated with everybody, and we came out and handled business.
Zakai, Rick said that he thinks you're probably at your best when you play angry. Is that the case, and how does someone take such a strong emotion and turn that into a positive thing on the court?
I don't know. My mom always told me the same thing. She always told me my whole life, like, oh, get mad, get mad. Like, she would say stuff to me during the game, or, like, if I'm not playing as well, she would just look at me a certain type of way. And I'll admit it. Like, I looked in the crowd and seen her face, and I was like, all right, I know what time it is. I know she's a little bit mad at me right now, so I'm going to use that same thing. But I feel like my whole life I was always like that in a way. Like, if I'm playing angry, I might have a smile on my face, but I might be a little bit mad. So, playing angry, I feel like I'm just being a little bit more aggressive, I guess you could say.
Grant Gentry Reese.
Chaz, how tough is it at this level, this time of year, with the intensity picking up, with no breaks in the schedule, compared to what you've faced in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like throughout the season, it's all about adjustment. So I feel like I'm at the point in the season. I've kind of been at the point in the season where I need to adjust to the way that they're guarding me. So just learning, and coach getting on to me in practice about how people are guarding me now. I feel like it's all about growth, just growing.
Yeah, Zakai, you've obviously gone against Vanderbilt a lot since you've been at Tennessee. Would you rate this a rivalry? I mean, with just the intensity and the way these games are.
Oh, it's definitely a rivalry. Going into each of these games, we know the type of background and fire that's really gonna go into it. It might be guys that transferred in, but they understand what this game means to the state of Tennessee. So, going into every game against them, whether it's at their place or our place, an SEC tournament, whatever it is, I feel like we got more of a chip on our shoulder whenever we play against each other. But it definitely is, a fun rivalry, and I'm glad we came out on top today.
Of you guys, when you're playing teams like Vandy, they play out on the perimeter, so Felix has to guard out on the perimeter. How have you seen him improve in that area for either of you?
Felix a guard. Simple as that. Felix a guard. If he gets switched out on a point guard or something, we're not worried at all. We know being our gap, same thing. Whether it's Chaz guarding somebody or I'm guarding somebody, it's the same principle. So, but we know Felix can guard anybody on the court at any given time.
Mm-hmm. Paige, Ben, Gabe, Ryan.
Chaz, Rick said that he had a long conversation with you heading into this game, essentially saying that it's time to get going. Now's the time. How did you channel that conversation into your today's performance?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we talked for like an hour after practice yesterday. It was just a conversation. He was just telling me, like I said before, like how I need to adjust a little bit better, what reads I need to be making coming off screens, and so it was a very thoughtful conversation that we had, and it was definitely much needed at this point in the season.
The last couple of weeks, there's been talk when y'all have lost about not executing in the final minutes of games when it's been close. Obviously, y'all executed much better, scored your last 7 shots, made your last 7 shots. What was the difference today in executing in the closing, in crunch time, and how big of a development do you feel like that is for the team?
Yeah, well, I really just feel like I wouldn't even say whether it's making or missing a shot, but if we execute the play and we get the shot we want, whether it goes in or not, I feel like that's whatever we want. So I would just say we did a really good job tonight, and when we made a call, we went with the call, and we ran the play, or if we had to make an adjustment, we made an adjustment. But down the line, everybody communicated well, and we just executed really well, opposed to the other games.
For either you, Cade said after the loss to Kentucky that he still feels like this team hasn't put their best 2 halves together, and that probably can be said for today as well. What can be done at this point in the season to get you guys to that point where you are combining both halves?
Yeah, I mean, we still have a lot of growing to do. We still learning each other as teammates. But, I mean, just like you said, putting 2 halves together, that's something we are continuing to work on. I just say executing on offense and defense, but just being consistent throughout the whole 40 minutes.
Ryan and David, last 2.
You said a minute ago some of the assistant coaches said some stuff during halftime too. What coaches specifically, and what was their message? And then Chaz, did any players say stuff, and what was the message from any players that did?
It was really just, things we already had talked about. We wasn't executing some of the things that we had said we was going to do, and our scout, some scout report stuff, some of our game planning stuff. So, it made it look like we weren't locked in, even if we were. So, Coach Rod, Coach Gainey, they came in just telling us, like, hey, we gotta execute whatever we make the call. That's what we call. Like, our coaches spend a lot of time, scouting for us and pretty much just giving us the formula out there when we go out there on the court. So, they're not just telling us information for just because, and we're listening to them for a reason. They spend a lot of time doing that stuff. So, it was really just us executing not only on offense but on defense too.
Yeah, I just feel like we had dug ourselves in a deep hole in the first half, and then some of the players, we were just communicating and saying that we just need to be us. We weren't being us in the first half. We weren't following the schemes and the scouting that the coaches had prepared us to do. So just being us, I feel like it really wasn't anything that they were doing. It was just on us. So we got it together in the second half.
Last one from David.
Zakai, following up on kind of the playing angry, take us through the sequence with the double technical and then the 3-pointer that followed. What led to the double technical, and as a result, how good did that 3-pointer feel?
Well, it always feels good to make a shot here and there. But, I just let the emotions get to me in the game, and, I got to just handle that better in those situations. As simple as that.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.